How to get mason jars for free. Stick with me. Did you know it's possible to get mason jars and canning equipment for free? I'm going to tell you how. Canning was huge. Up until before the 1980s, canning was the thing almost everybody did. It was handed down and trained and passed down from generations to generations. Sometime in the 80s, it started really falling, and they stopped practicing it. 12 years ago, I started teaching myself how to can. And I started finding that the older generation that canned wanted to find a way to give their canning equipment and their jars to people that would continue. You see, it is a very sentimental process. You can all your food and you put it up in jars and you put it on the shelf and you feed your family with it. And the older generation, the ones that are no longer able to can, they just want to know that it's going to go to somebody that's going to do the same thing that they did for decades and generations. Feed your own family. So how do I do it? So I started putting social media posts up, mostly on Facebook because that's where everybody was. And I started saying, if you know anybody that is no longer canning and wants their equipment to go to a good home that will feed their family, let me know. I will even pay for it. And let me know they did. I would drive to pick it up. I'd be notified of people wanting to get rid of their all-American pressure canners, their jars, fishermen that passed away that wives didn't know what to do with it because they didn't can. All of a sudden, they're contacting me through my mother, through my friends. Hey, do you want these canning jars? I have a whole bunch of them. I don't know what to do with them. You can have them. And I always offer, I'll pay for them. Nope, I just want to know. This is what they always say to me. I just want to know that it's going to go to somebody that's going to use it to feed their family. Here's where I tell you I'm also an extremely sentimental person. And those jars, when I pull those jars out that date back to the 1930s, because you actually can date the jars, there's a way to tell how old they are. You better bet I'm thinking of that person that gave them to me. So if you need jars because they are so super expensive, don't be afraid to put a post up and ask. I do it about every 6 months. I don't need them anymore per se, but I do know people that still do. And if you have jars, don't be afraid to share. Don't take them to the Goodwill. Share with other canners. Donate them to some canner that needs it, or a young person that wants to learn. There you go. Passing it around. Ultimate recycling.